Yeah.
I've got a Vikings question of the day for you, Ron, and it revolves around the fullback. What is C.J. Ham's role going to be in this new offense? Is he still going to play as much as he did last year, or do you think they start phasing out the fullback?
So when you look at the 49ers, and there's the thing, we talked about Juszczyk. We talked about George Kittle and their combo platter of fullback, tight end, H-back. We've seen C.J. Ham line up and play receiver a little bit. We've seen him run some routes. We've seen him catch some screens. I think there's a place for him because, in college, he was a true running back. He put weight on, and he became this bruiser at fullback. He's not a true fullback when you think about stature of like a Juszczyk and some of these guys that, Mike Allstott's, guys that we consider true big fullbacks. C.J. Ham is more of an undersized fullback, or really, not really big because he's not huge. Just a bigger running back. The thing about C.J. Ham is he's a huge piece of special teams. So you can't overlook the special teams piece on any NFL team. You look at Slater he was with the Patriots. I don't know if he's still there, but Slater, that's all he does, special teams. That's it. He's literally just a special teams demon. So when C.J. Ham can give you all 4 phases, plus, field goal if you need him to play wing and all this other stuff, like that's the stuff where you're like, okay, this is one of the 53. Like, he's going to be here. Now, usage, that's on offense. That's the key. Is like, as much as they talk about throwing, now using Dalvin Cook as a receiver, spreading teams out, going 5 wide, allowing Kirk Cousins to make checks. I heard a sneaky comment by Kevin O'Connell. He said, Kellen Mond did a great job checking off on some plays and seeing some things in camp. So that leads me to believe that's just a part of the offense now. If Kellen Mond's doing it, Kirk Cousins is going to do it. And so now Kirk Cousins is going to have to learn. So when you think about spreading guys out, you don't think about fullback. Now if there's a way to spread guys out with the fullback in, you bring them back in because now you have, some kind of nickel defense that you can run against, and you just want to line up and play smash mouth. But don't forget too, though, like we haven't seen short yardage. Is Kevin O'Connell's short yardage gonna be a fullback, running back, tight end, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver, or is he just gonna say, hey, 3rd and 1, we're throwing it? That's gonna be up to, like, I can't really say where C.J. Ham's gonna be until we see some true all team mini camp stuff, some OTA stuff, and then some true training camp. Like, training camp is going to give us a better idea of where C.J. Ham fits.
Yeah, I'm torn because I love C.J. Ham. He's like the best guy. He's from Duluth, where I was born, and then he went to college in Sioux Falls, which is basically where I grew up as well after I moved from Duluth. So I feel like sort of this kinship with C.J. Ham, and yet they used him so much last year. But I didn't always feel like he was best suited, like, to line up in the slot and run a route. I mean, there are other players I'd rather have do that, or to line up kind of on the end of the line and act like a tight end. I don't know if he's big enough for that. So I love C.J. Ham, and I think he's a great blocker, and he's great on special teams. I just don't know if he's versatile as they tried to make him out to be last year. So I think we might see a little pullback in his usage, but I certainly think there's a place for him on this roster.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. NBA, I know you've wanted to talk about it. You're rooting for Warriors Heat in the final. That's your prediction. Well, the Heat dropped one to the Celtics last night. The Celtics blow them out to even the series. Warriors are trying to take a 2-0 lead tonight. Ron, what are your thoughts on the state of the conference finals in the NBA?
I still like the Warriors. We'll see tonight, though. I think the Mavs Warriors play tonight, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I'm looking forward to getting to the bar, watching Luka with an old-fashioned. I love Luka. Like I say, I want it to be a 7-game series for both. Like, I don't want it to be a 4-0 or 4-1. Like, that's not fun. I want it to be, at least 6 or 7 for both, because I have no dog in the fight for either of these. It's just fun to watch good basketball. There's the one thing I watched last night when I was kind of watching, like I said, having 2 TVs, which I told my wife, I'm like, I might have to set up my basement with 3 TVs, because after seeing that last night, I love that. Because I haven't been to a bar in so long. Like, I just like, it's been ages since I just went to a bar to watch sports. Like, I'm old. I'm at home. My kids and my wife, we got sports. But this is what I noticed: the Celtics Jedi mind tricked the Heat. Why? Because all week we kept hearing Marcus Smart was not going to play. Al Horford was not going to play. All these guys were out. This guy's out for COVID. This guy's out with injury. With COVID, we know that there's no injury there. It's just he's on protocol, so he has to get some negative tests before he comes back. But with Smart is injury. So it's like he probably won't play if you're saying he's potentially out. So I think the Heat, hearing 2 of their players are out, I just feel like, you know, that South Beach, they kind of relaxed a little bit and came in, you know, Jimmy Butler was, you know, feeling himself, came into and they didn't come in like the Heat didn't look like the attacker. They looked like the team that was out there running for them lives, and they were a gazelle, and they just let lions loose at the zoo. And so, or in the wild. And so when you watch that game, what you saw, one, Marcus Smart played. He got 24 points, I think. I think he had he was like 1 rebound or something away from a triple double. He's like, I think he was like 24, 9, and 14 or something, or 24, 9, and 12, like almost had a triple double. So, and then they get Al Horford back most likely because I'm guessing he's going to clear protocols because they'll have that 3-day or 4-day gap. They Jedi mind tricked them. Like I get the whole, like, you have to report injuries and all that stuff because of betting and all the people that want to lay money down. I guarantee when everybody heard those 2 were out, people put heavy money on the Heat. Like they were like, oh man, this is an easy one. Like the Heat are going to cover. Vegas just got paid. Like the house always finds a way to win. And so that's my thought on that. Or somebody got really rich when they said, you know what, I'm still betting on the Celtics because I know Marcus Smart's playing because he told me. He texted me and told me he's going to play, even though everybody's saying he's out. So insider trading on the betting market. So somebody got rich off the Celtics because, you know, nobody gave him a chance with 2 guys out. But Jason Tatum still was Jason Tatum. Brown was still Brown, and Marcus Smart did what he does, which is he's a pest. He's always around the ball, and he never stops. Like he's like the Green Goblin with that hair. And that's the state for me. That's what I see. I see, like, I think the Warriors are going to get it. Like the Mavs, I mean, we'll see tonight with Luka. But the Heat Celtics is not over. I think that one's going to be a rubber. They're going to go back and forth. It's going to be a juggernaut of a match. I still think the Heat can get it. I think mentally now they're like, whoa, okay, these guys really can punch. You know, it's like when you're a boxer and you go in the ring and you've never been hit. You just hit people. You don't have to have a plan. My plan is I'm going to beat you up. But then when you actually get hit, you got to have a plan. And now the Heat got hit. They took one to the mouth. And that's why I love when Mike Tyson said that. Everybody's great until they get hit in the mouth. And then you got to have a plan. And his plan was always, I can counter. Well, now the Heat have to figure out, are they going to be Glass Joe, you know, Mike Tyson's punch out, and they're going to get their face beat in? Or are they going to be Mike Tyson, and they're going to find a way to come back and win this thing? And so I still got Heat Warriors. I think they can get to it. I love the Wiggins versus Jimmy Butler, Timberwolves kind of connection, because people are going to, you know, find a way to be mad about that. If only Butler and Wiggins could have played together with karl-anthony Towns, we'd be in the finals. Hey, maybe, or at least in the Western Conference Finals.